4 current LSU offensive assistants are joining OC Charlie Weis Jr. at Ole Miss to prepare the team for the college football playoff run. Tight end coach Joe Cox, wide out coach George McDonald, and assistant QB coach Danny Stevens, and slot wide out coach Sawyer Jordan all returned to Oxford this morning. East Carolina offensive coordinator John David Baker is headed to Ole Miss as the OC. His source confirms to ESPN. And ECU officials have been informed he's expected to take the job. CBS first reported the hire. Pete Golden was kind of talking about, his reaction to being named the head coach at Ole Miss after Lane Kiffin left for LSU. And there is a video that we're going to play.
Immediate reaction for you,
when
you got the news?
The immediate reaction was I got my ass up out of my seat, went straight out the door to try to recruit offensive staff not to get on an airplane. That was my immediate reaction. So I couldn't tell you the years, the money, and I still can't, right? Does that make sense, right? So it's like, hey, man, I got a lot invested in this, just like these players do at this point, right? Let's try to keep as much in the boat as we can and then go find some others to put in if we need it, right, to go make a run. So it probably still hasn't set in, and I don't want it to set in. That's my point to the players. I'm not looking at my responsibility any different than it was when we went to game 1 right now, right? Does it have a different role in front of more people in certain times and team meetings and all those type of things? Absolutely, all right? But as far as what my responsibility is this team to get guys prepared, and went from one side of the ball to an entire group, all right? But kids are kids, right? And the room got a little bigger, but nothing else changed. I'm not changing who I am, right? I ain't changing what the hell I wear. I'm going to yoga. I'm playing pick. I ain't doing any of that shit. Like, I am who I am, all right? We're going to roll. We're going to do this thing the right way. I've done it a long time around a lot of good people, right? And we're going to give it our best shot and see what happens.
I love that.
You know why Pete Golden and AJ and Siski are all boys. You can see now, right? Why?
Yeah. You can see
so,
right. Real country.
Do you think those offensive staff members that are returning to Ole Miss to finish their job, do you think they feel guilt?
Hold on, though. I'm hearing from other people that we know. That's been the plan all along, and they don't expect him to return to Baton Rouge.
That's what I mean. So, wow. So they're re-escaping back. They never really wanted to go there, and they're looking back over going, we had it kind of good there in Oxford.
Remember, Ole Miss dropped their nuts, and their AD said, fuck it, we'll double your salary right motherfucking now. And that was fact. Siski and AJ told us on our show last week that happened, and nobody broke that news, but it indeed did happen. So they doubled the salary. LSU was still figuring everything out as far as salaries for assistants. So Ole Miss said, we don't need to figure shit out. Here's double for every single one of you. So rumors are they got to LSU, Baton Rouge, and now they're back. And if that happens, so be it. There's no reason. You can't tell me that Charlie Weis, I see that move, right? But I told Siski and AJ, I said, I'd be so shocked if Weis leaves Lane, because Lane's kind of looked out for him since the inception of his career. But when he left, I got it. But then these other cats coming back with Charlie, to me, it sounds like, oh shit, they may really
wanted to leave. I think.
I don't think they did, and I'm like, I don't know if they want to. They might want to stay. And Golding's a dude they like. Golding's loved. I'm just telling you.
JB, when you're given an ultimatum and you're an assistant coach and nothing's really guaranteed outside that season for the most part, and you got kids, you got to make a decision. And this guy's giving you 15 minutes. That's tough. That has got to be tough.
It's impossible.
It is.
Make a decision right now. Like, what? Like, your whole life is changing. It's insane. So, man, but I love the energy. I'm actually rooting for Ole Miss, kind of like. I mean, I have no dog in the fight here, of course, but I just love certain stories. I mean, how great would it be if Ole Miss like went on a run and won this thing? Like, wouldn't that be something? That'd be crazy, man. So
yeah. So this right here is like so. I still believe Weis goes back with Lane as the OC. And I think everybody else stays, and this will be the new OC. That's just how I think it will happen. I think Weis is like I said, I don't think Weis leaves Lane. That's the one guy I said I don't believe will leave. The other guys, I think, are back for a reason. That's what I personally think. I think that's what's going to happen there. But
they never wanted to leave.
Yeah, and I don't believe Weis wanted to leave, but Weis is loyal, and he's not going to leave Lane.
I think he owes his quote of his mentor. But Smitty, in '89, when like I told that story about Bo Schembechler flat out telling Bill Frieder, I want a Michigan man to coach Michigan. So they gave it to Steve Fisher, really loyal assistant, right?
Yeah.
If you get a hot hand, and Trinidad Chambly has been one of the better quarterbacks in the country with that offense. I just remember the 89 Michigan team, and I know it's a different sport. Glenn Rice put on the greatest 6-game tournament I have ever seen in my life in college. That's the greatest shooting performance I have ever seen, what he did for those 2.5, 3 weeks, and he led them to a national title. So there is a precedent for this in a different sport, and Steve Fisher ended up getting the permanent job.
I love it. Let me ask you guys this before we move on. I guess, how do you guys think Lane is like feeling with all this? Like, do you think he's completely over it, or like he continues to like tweet and make comments and, you know, I mean, this go win it all. I do think he's genuine when he says go win it all. I think, you know, but like, do you feel like,
Coach, you want to answer?
I don't know. Yeah, like, I'm at JB. What are your thoughts? Is he being like sarcastic here with the go win it all, or
Yes.
Oh, he is. So he don't give a fuck about those kids.
He's a troll, homie. Listen. Well, listen, Steve. You heard a 30-year offensive coach and head coach sitting here in the room the other day at the Palooza say, "There's no fucking way I can leave a playoff team that I created in the middle of a fucking team and leave my kids and go fucking somewhere else." So, regardless of the schedule, regardless of how the NCAA set the schedule, I'm still not leaving my kids in the middle of a team or a chance. Smitty, let's be honest. You said it 2 weeks ago. Ole Miss has a good enough chance as anyone to win the Natty.
Yes.
I don't know why they don't. Like, they're right there. They got trenches. They're as good as anybody, in my opinion. They got the skill set, wide out running back QB.
Good run game with Kewan Lacey. He can tote the rock.
Like, why? How do you leave that?
You're
Homie?
in the SEC.
You're in the SEC.
You're
Listen.
matching your pay, right, or giving you more rumors. Like, that's what I'm saying. I just don't, unless like you have some sort of personal tie to like LSU.
No, he wanted to go to Florida first. He wanted to go to Florida first.
That's the thing. He wanted to go to. So he
really right. So this wasn't even your first choice.
He took his second choice.
You're not even the first guy. They weren't even the first guy. You left Ole Miss for 2 other bitches.
Damn.
Yeah, think about it, dog.
So he left his wife for 2 other bitches, but the main bitch that he wanted, he didn't get for whatever reason, some issues. So he went back to one. Now he's looking back though. He's on his phone scrolling, and he's looking at all the updates that his ex girl, his main, what she's doing,
and hitting like, still liking the posts and retweeting.
Still reacting to it. Go get married, girl. You deserve it.
AJ's giving me some information that he just wait.
He share it right now with everybody here live.
Can't do it.
Then why? Just like, all right, moving forward, homie. Don't tell me and don't tell our thousands of live viewers that you have information if you're not going to share it with us.
Well, to be fair, right? I told you, nobody is loyal stands for that's NIL now. Nobody is loyal. That's what NIL stands for.
Nobody is loyal.
I'm gonna stay loyal. See, I'm gonna stay loyal, but like, you know, AJ and Siski, they'll come on tomorrow, and then maybe they'll say it. I don't know, but I'll let them have that. The horse's mouth. Let them do that.
All I'm saying is, respectfully, don't even bring it up, though, because what happens is you give our fans blue balls.
Well, that's what people do. That's what the 12-team playoffs done.
Well,
so